Thank you, Dave, and thank you, Dr. Jackman. So at this time, I'd like to invite Denny Long to come up and tell us about Gordon State Park. Denny's a retired teacher and football coach from St. Mary's High School. He rode his first roller coaster at age 8 and since has ridden 668 coasters and over 200 amusement parks worldwide. His most recent ride was on July 4th in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. Upon arriving in St. Mary's in 1962, Denny was fascinated by tales of Grand Lake's Lost Amusement Park and Devil's Backbone roller coaster. And that fascination inspired him to research local history to provide a glimpse into a time and place he would never be able to visit and a coaster he will never get to ride. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Denny Long.
I don't think I need that. Big crowd. This better be good. Okay, Gordon State Amusement Park. Location. Where was it? It was over there, 7 miles, and that corner of the lake. If you want to get that back, you go by, just follow the shoreline. And when you run into the East Bank Road, look left. That's it. Or you can take 703, go to St. Mary's, city limits, traffic light, 364, that's East Bank Road. Go 200 yards and look to the right, you're there. So you would come in here, 703, come across the railroad tracks, past 2 roads leading to Villanova, Parkway Drive, Gordon Park Drive. This isn't marked, no street sign. It should be marked, I'm working on that. There are some landmarks. This is State Marina building. They sell boats, boat parts, other things. They rent docks. There's a marina. Marina has about 70 docks. You can rent those and put your boats there. Down here is a boat launch, a big parking lot. Put your trailers and cars and so on waiting. Down here, you can see this from 364. It's right there. There's a little fishing pond. It's a concrete line. So that's there. Over here is a little peninsula that sticks out from East Bank Road. It was created with dredges, dredge water, stuff that pumped from the bottom of the lake. And that protects the boat launches to some extent. This is 2024. I'd like to take you back 100 years, 101 years. And see what was here. Well, 1923. None of this stuff was here. There was no paved parking lot. There was no boat basin. No state marina building. No boat launches. This little peninsula, it wasn't there. Fishing pond, not there. So it's there. A swamp. Big, old, rocky swamp. And there's a reason that it was a swamp. First of all, it's very low. It's within a couple feet of being part of Grand Lake St. Mary's. It was even lower then than it is now because they filled in a lot of things. So Another reason that it was a swamp is the waves, wind, blow all the way from Montezuma, picking up water, picking up waves, and come splashing here into the swamp. And once it was there, it stayed there. Couldn't escape. Because you had the east bank here, that would block it. You had the railroad up here, blocked it. High ground of Villanova here. And so once that water washed in there, it stayed. Just sat there and made mud. Okay. That's 1923. 1924. Yeah, put that ahead. See if we can pick up, there's the location. One more. Enter Robert Gordon. Robert Gordon is the richest guy in St. Mary's. He's also the most powerful. That's him on the left. That's him on the right, too. He was rich because he owned a bunch of stuff. He owned half a bank in St. Mary's. He owned retail property. He owned businesses. He owned a mill. You know, the old mill they just renovated in downtown St. Mary's. That's Gordon Mill. He owned that too. And he owned property all over the place, including big swath of land in the county. Flip that over to right here. So, the thing is, Grand Lake St. Mary's was transitioning from the oil field to recreational area. They had boating in it, swimming, and they had all that sort of thing. So he thought, Robert Gordon thought, this is a chance to make a bunch of money. You know, you can't have too much. So he came up with this idea. He would take the high ground here at Villanova, dividing it into building lots where people could come and build their cabins, summer cottages. And he'd sell the lots off and make a whole bunch of money. Now there's a problem. Here, the swamp. Right there in his front yard, right there at the entrance to Villanova, this eyesore. So he decided he had to do something about that. I said he was the most powerful man in St. Mary's. He worked himself up from being a local politician, state politician, and now in 1924, he was a U.S. congressman. He had a lot of friends. One of his friends was Harold Neely. Harold Neely was mayor of St. Mary's. He was the son of Lemon Neely, the guy that was tycoon on all the oil wells. Harold Neely and his dad, Lemon Neely, invented offshore drilling. Made a lot of money. But the oil wells had petered out by 1924, and Harold was looking for a way to invest his money. He decided to make an amusement park. They were popular in the 20s. And so he got together with Robert Gordon, and the two of them came up with this scheme. Gordon would donate 13 acres of his property to the state of Ohio, the swamp. Then the state would turn around and lease that 13 acres to Harold Neely. And Neely would put his amusement park on that land. So everyone's happy. Gordon is rid of a nuisance and an eyesore. Neely has a thing for his place for his amusement park. He's happy. State of Ohio, I don't know if they knew what was going on. Now, Gordon didn't stay happy very long. He died before they even got the amusement park finished. But Lee went ahead and started building his amusement park there. First thing he did, had to do something about that water. So he built a big water cement wall out into the lake. It's still there. Still there now. That helped a little. Then he built a beach. Still there. We call it the first beach. Now I think they're calling it Sunrise Beach. Yeah. But this beach has two giant slides. They had to be over 30 feet tall. Okay. Then he built a parking lot. I told you keep your eye on this plot of land between the two roads, Parkway Drive and Swords Park Drive. That was the parking lot for the old amusement park. So if you're trying to get oriented when you're looking around here, you just find this area shaped like a spearhead. That was the parking lot for the old amusement park. And then everything else from here to the water, and the water came right up where the boat launches are today. That's the amusement park. We built was a dance hall. I know you can't see it, but yes, you can see it. Look back there. Big, beautiful dance hall. It was almost twice as big as the State Marina building that sits on that spot right now. And it was 3 times as tall. You can just about see that. But that would sit here. There was also a restaurant attached to it. It was called the Wind Blew Inn. It really wasn't an inn, but you can't call it a Wind Blew restaurant. So it was there. They specialized in pork sandwiches. World famous pork sandwiches. That's what they said. That's what they advertised like that. Then he built, the good part, a roller coaster. A big, beautiful wooden roller coaster. It's about the same size as the Blue Street up at Cedar Point. 2,000 feet long, 75 feet high at the top. Yeah. They advertised it 90 feet tall and 90 miles an hour. It wasn't anything near that. A lot of height in those things. So, let's see if I can get the amusement park up here. You could enter the amusement park from the parking lot through the roller coaster. There's a little tunnel there. It was kind of neat. That's a good way to enter an amusement park, I think. You could enter anywhere you wanted to. You didn't have to go to the parking lot. You could enter it from East Bank Road, Villanova, and come by boat. There's no admission charge, no fences, no gates. People just came and went. They bought in big rolls of tickets. It cost 15 cents to ride the roller coaster. It cost a nickel a dance at the dance hall. You know, later on, I saw it said it was 10 cents a dance. Maybe the girls got prettier. Maybe the dance. But this at a time when Reds cost 10 cents a look. So 15 cents to ride the roller coasters, quite a bit. So this is an out and back. 3 big hills out. Turn around, 4 little bunny hops, comes back. That's just one at Cedar Point. Except most out and back roller coasters have a big, nice, slow U, horseshoe shape. Come back. Not this one. This is the craziest roller coaster I've ever seen or heard of. It would go out, do an S curve, flip ahead. I think that's the slide. Okay, here we go. Does that look crazy? Tracy to you to turn around? You come out. That's a big fan curve. Back to the ground level, up again, another big fan curve, another S-turn, and then back to the station. That's great. See those posts, those poles there? That was to hold it together. And the cables to hold it together. Because when it went around, the centrifugal forces had to be just fantastic. So then, with the Devil's Backbone was named by local St. Mary's undertaker. He won $25 for naming it, contest to name the thing. Well, there's a fellow fell off his first hill, and he survived. He was drunk. He was drunk, and the attending physician said that if he had been sober, the fall would probably have killed him. That was in the newspaper. Another fellow fell off at the curb down here. When they pulled him out of the mud, he didn't have his shoes on. His shoes was back in the coaster. They think what he was doing was trying to walk the bar between the two coaster trains. He was drunk. Now, this dawned on me. This is right in the middle of Prohibition. You're not supposed to be drinking. But when I came to St. Mary's, one of the old timers told me that Prohibition never did apply to Auglaize and Mercer County. There may be something to that. Okay, then another real popular ride was this. This is a water ride. It's the old mill. There was a boat. There were boats. They go up a little incline, and then you splash down, and then you do a lazy river kind of thing, and come back. It's really popular because of the tunnel. You had a tunnel there, and of course that became Tunnel Bluff. That was so popular. The second year they had a second tunnel. Did more of it. And the third year they enclosed almost the whole thing. Whole lot of love. Then beside that there was a giant swing. Called a roller coaster. You've probably seen some of those. There was one at Indian Lake that was a big rocket ship, silver. You'd sit in there, and then it'd start going and swing way above the heads of everybody there. This is 1924. They didn't know about rocket ships so much, but they knew about airplanes because World War I had just ended, and they had biplanes. Put that on your head. Oh, back out. Oh, stay right there. That's the turnaround to the roller coaster. See, it comes down, goes up, down, up again. See the post holding it together? Yeah. Okay, now more. One more. Okay, that's a giant swing there. So they had biplanes like the Wright brothers had, two wings above each other. So kids could get in there, they'd swing them out, and they could be the Red Baron and all that. That's a real popular ride. Then they had Ferris wheel. It was 50% taller than most county fair Ferris wheels, 60 feet tall. There was merry-go-round. I don't know, it went around, I guess, you know. Then there was Custer cars. Custer cars are invented by a man from Dayton, Ohio, L.L. Custer. He was paraplegic, and he invented a power wheelchair. And they were real popular. This is after World War I, so you need a lot of wheelchairs. And then he expanded and made little racing cars. And so what you do is just go around the circle on these, and sometimes they put bumpers on it and banged each other, I guess. They're still around, and they're very expensive, like $4,000 if you can find one. Then there's a little train. The little train had 3 tracks. 3 tracks. Had a middle rail. That was the one that was powered. Remember the old LIA trains had 3 rails, and electricity came from the rails. The middle rail was hot, and I don't know how they got away. You didn't want to step on it. You get zapped. They tried to cover it with wood and stuff like that. But anyhow, there was a little train. There was the Mary Jane. Mary Jane was it was a boat. There's really a barge. It was big, long, had would hold 40 people. They haul 40 people around on that. They take tours of the lake, and that was popular. I should do this. The state reserved one little corner of the lake here, and that's where they kept their patrol boat. That's what the fishing pond became today. So when you see that fishing pond, when you go up and down the East Bank Road, that was where the patrol boat, and they had a boathouse, and they had a little office there. Remained there. Concession stands. It'll be concession stands and carnival games and stuff like that. They were there. Got to get the Ferris wheel back here. Okay. Now, the most important thing to make this all work, it's a swamp. You almost forgot that, didn't you? But it's still a swamp, even with the breakwater. So, what they did was crisscross this lake with boardwalks. So there was one boardwalk that went from the East Bank Road all the way out to the dance hall, 12 feet wide. They had benches periodically you could sit on. Then they had a boardwalk that would come from the roller coaster, parking lot through the tunnel down here to some of these rides, the merry-go-round and that sort of thing. There are a lot of other rides, things that came and went. Sometimes they had pony rides. For a time they had a fun house. They had circus acts, jugglers, tightrope walkers. They had carnival acts, freak shows, two-headed cow, tattooed lady. I think I saw her the day before yesterday at Walmart. So this lasted for 9 years, and I don't think they ever made money. I really don't think it ever made money at all. At one point, things got so bad that the leader of the band leader in the dance hall, got desperate, and he said we need advertising. We have to advertise. People don't know about us. So he had an old Model T Ford that he dragged up one morning and set it on the railroad tracks. A train came along, smashed it to smithereens. Then the band leader's name was Saxey Holtzworth. Saxey got on the phone, called all the radio stations in the area, all the newspapers in the area, and told them there's a tremendous train crash up here in Golden State Amusement Park, St. Mary's, Ohio. They ought to send reporters, photographers, and stuff like that. And they did. Train crash is always good. Maybe there's some of they can look at some of those guys. Anyhow, when the reporters got there, Saxey called a press conference. And he said, yeah, it's my car that got smashed there, but miraculously I survived without injury. And he said, that's a good thing because I'm the band leader of that dance hall over there, and there are thousands of people going to come here tonight and for every night, six nights a week, and hear my band play like that. And he said, and in a half hour, I'll be conducting tours of the dance hall and the amusement park for you reporters. So that worked for about a week. Then the Depression hit, 1929. And then dance hall burned down to the ground. Took the inn with it. And charred the roller coaster. Then the next year, tornado come out down the lake, knocked down back part of the roller coaster, and damaged the water ride. Well, that was just too much. Neely threw up his hands. He quit. He was out of money. The local newspaper, the Evening Leader, had an article in there and announced that Harold Neely has left town, headed for Texas, with his creditors nipping at his heels. They put that in the paper. Now that has a good ending. Neely went to Texas, Fort Worth area, got back in the oil business, something he knew about, made a lot of money, and died a rich man. Not a very happy ending for this film. They sold the roller coaster off for building material, the timbers. So it was gone. They sold off the boats on this mill ride. I talked to a fellow who said his grandfather had one of the boats that he used for duck hunting at that point. They tried to salvage, I suppose, the boardwalk, the wood there, if it was any good. It sat in the swamp for 9 years, wasn't treated lumber, so firewood at best. They sold the merry-go-round, giant swing, gone. The dance hall's burned up, it's gone. Custer cars they sold off, concession stand went away. The Mary Jane tour boat sailed off into the sunset. The state park, of course, we said it became a fishing pond. It was still there. That couldn't burn up. A little train gone. Boardwalk's still there. Beach is still there. These slides, though, bit the dust somewhere along the line. So we're back here. It stayed that way for 40 years. And then the early 1970s, the state of Ohio took an interest in their ugly stepchild and started rebuilding. So they put the state marina. They built the boat docks, made this little peninsula out there. Well, this is where we came in. We're full circle. Now, I ran over a little bit. I skipped a lot of things, all the details, oversimplified. This is a really short version of Gordon State Amusement Park. I'll stay around here as long as you want. I got nowhere to go. We have bushes to trim at home, so I'll stay forever. And if you want to add anything to the discussion, because some of you probably have heard stories too, so I'll stay as long as we want to.